Hello everyone, in this video we will talk about the discriminant. What exactly is a discriminant? Having b squared minus 4ac as its mathematical expression. The discriminant provides information regarding the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation. In obtaining the discriminant of a quadratic equation, we must first identify the values of the following variables a, b, and c. In this example, we have x squared plus 4x plus 5 equals 0 as our quadratic equation. In identifying the values of the variables a, b, and c, we must know that this is where variable a is located. This term is called the quadratic term. And this is where variable b is located. This term is called the linear term. And lastly, this is where variable c is located. This term is called the constant term. Now that we know the locations of the variables a, b, and c in a quadratic equation, we can now identify their values. The value of a is 1 because, as what we can see in the first term, there is the variable x, which automatically means 1. The value of b is 4 and the value of c is 5. Now that we have their values, we can already find for the discriminant with the use of its formula, which is b squared minus 4ac. In doing that, we must substitute the variables present in the formula and put their values, which make it look like this. Variable b is substituted with 4 and then squared, subtracted by 4. Variable a is substituted with 1 and variable c is substituted with 5. Let us now solve for the discriminant. In the first term, 4 squared will equal to 16. In the second term, negative 4 multiplied by 1 is still negative 4, and negative 4 multiplied by 5 is negative 20. 16 subtracted by negative 20 is negative 4. We can say that the discriminant of the quadratic equation x squared plus 4x plus 5 equals 0 is negative 4. We already obtained the discriminant, and the next thing we need to do is to identify the nature of the roots of the given quadratic equation. We must know these factors in order for us to identify the nature of the roots correctly. When the discriminant is equal to 0, the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation are real, equal, and rational. When the discriminant is less than 0, the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation are imaginary, unequal, and irrational. When the discriminant is greater than 0, the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation are real, unequal, and it will be rational if the obtained discriminant is a perfect square. And it will be irrational if the obtained discriminant is not a perfect square. Now that we know these factors, we can now identify the nature of the roots of the given quadratic equation. As what we can see, the obtained discriminant has a negative sign, which means that the value of the discriminant or the discriminant itself is less than 0. And as what we discussed, when the discriminant is less than 0, the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation are imaginary, unequal, and irrational. So we now have both the discriminant and the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation x squared plus 4x plus 5 equals 0. This is how we identify discriminants and nature of the roots of quadratic equations. This will be all, and thank you for watching.